Hello, Grandpa Knows Best here. Today I want to step you through the remodel of my small bathroom. I hope you enjoy it and maybe get inspired. Please subscribe and click the bell. This is what the bathroom looked like when I bought my house. As you can see, it was in horrible shape. The house had been a rental home for many years before I bought it. No one had taken proper care of the house. As with all houses built at that time, popcorn ceiling was standard. When they wanted new flooring, they just put it on top of what was there. So there was a couple layers of old flooring. Originally, there was wallpaper on all the walls. Someone painted over the wallpaper. After that, the owner put sand in the paint to give it some texture. And now the next person just painted over it. The finish on the cabinet had worn off. The house was built in the 70s and it showed. It was a small, outdated bathroom with less than 50 square feet. Enough talk. It's time to get the demolition started. After all the planning, the first swing is like a point of no return. It's easy to get help at this point. Just ask, does someone want to smash a hole in the wall with a big hammer? Volunteers will line up for this part. But even though it starts out at fun, it soon becomes work. The white wall tile around the tub needed to be broken and removed. The glue down tile on the floor had to be scraped off. Because of the sand in the paint and the wallpaper, it was just going to be easier to start over and remove all the drywall, to take the room down to the studs. But a word of caution, when you do this, you learn just how well, or not well, your house was built. So that's what we did. We gutted the whole bathroom. Everything had to come out, except the ceiling, because there was 2 feet of insulation up there. And we come across things like this. Concrete poured around the drain area. Thanks a lot, guys. This allowed us to look at the condition of the old plumbing and replace what we wanted. In our case, it was all the fixtures were coming out. So I replaced most of the copper in the bathroom. Decided we would keep the tub shower combination. You know, the grandkids will need a bath sometime. We added backing for a strong towel rack, one that wouldn't get pulled down and break the drywall. Since this is a common wall with a master bathroom, we inspected the studs and made sure there was never a leak or mold anywhere. Since this bathroom is in the middle of the house, there was no way to expand it and make it any bigger. So we had to leave the toilet and sink where they were. Then I worked on the electrical. I added a plug under the cabinet for lights and maybe someday a touchless faucet. I needed 5 switches, 1 for under the cabinet lights, 1 for the overhead LEDs, and 3 for the fan, the small light, and the heater. Yes, even in Texas, I love a heater in the bathroom. For fixtures, I wanted a 1 handle in both the shower and the sink, so they were next to go in. In the process, I got to practice my copper sweating skills a little and learn PEX. It went well. Because the faucet itself was going to be mounted in the wall, I couldn't use hoses to connect them, and I had to get creative to install the shutoff valves. And then just as creative to hide them behind the drywall. Then we leveled and installed the new tub. I put a piece of plywood over the tub to protect it and to give me a safe place to stand during the rest of the work. After much work, I finished hanging the drywall, then onto the taping and bedding. I cut the holes for the new LED lights over the sink. The texture was applied. I went with a light knockdown look for the whole room, including what used to be the popcorn ceiling. The concrete board is used wherever there will be a large amount of water, like in the shower area. We use the concrete board because it resists mold and mildew. You don't texture it because the tile will be installed over the concrete board. In the shower area, I installed a niche. Basically, it's an Italian word meaning a shelf in a wall to hold shampoo. Now for just the right color, I painted 4 color samples on the walls to see which one I liked best under the lighting conditions in the bathroom. I wanted a nice warm looking tile for the floor, something to ground the room, and the cost was in the budget for the flooring. I started the floor by cutting several pieces to the right length and numbering them. Because the bathroom had so many cuts, I wanted to be able to install most of the floor without the tile set hardening before I was done. I used these white spacers so the gap was consistent, and the yellow wedges are to keep the floor level as I go. Working yourself out of the room because you don't want to work yourself into a corner. After the floor sets, the spacers just break off flush with the bottom of the tile. Now your gaps are even and the floor is smooth. A little grout in between the tile and the floor looks great. Then on to the cabinet. This one was in rough shape. I removed all the hardware and drawers and sanded it to remove the finish or what was left of it. Mocha brown was the color I decided on. You have to take care while painting because the paint and the brushes left a wood grain look in the cabinet paint. I wanted to install new self-closing drawer slides, so I made all new drawers and painted them a nice white. I gave them 3 thick coats of paint so the drawers would never look scratched up. I also painted inside the cabinet a gloss white so it would forever look clean and easy to find things under there. I finished installing the self-closing drawer slides and the drawer fronts. I also installed a new set of self-closing hinges, the handles and the legs. I wanted it to look more like furniture. The new toilet arrived, so I installed it. That toilet will flush a bucket of golf balls. The room is starting to look like a bathroom again. Now to tackle the biggest part, tiling the shower. Those white tiles were pretty heavy and I had to make sure they stayed in place. You have to start from the bottom and work your way up. You also have to hold the tile in place around the niche. I used the same type of spacers as I did on the floor, moving from one wall to the next around the shower. On the outside edge, I used a metal edge trim instead of tile. I like the look. I think it gives it a modern finish. Okay, on to the sink. This is the granite countertop I chose. I think it will tie everything together nicely. And here's the tile we chose for behind the sink. I sure hope it all looks good when we're done. Here's a preview of the sink. It's a nice white undermount and the counter came out good too. These tiles over the sink I also installed vertically. Since they were lighter and smaller, I used different spacers. The holes are for the medicine chest and the mirrors. Around the bottom of the cabinet on the kick plate, I installed LED lights. They are pretty cheap and easy to install. They change colors automatically and they are motion activated. Finally, the bathroom is done. The moment of truth. Everything has come together. Now you can see the color changing LED lights around the mirrors and under the vanity. The drawers are self-closing and they move so smoothly with the new pulls all in stainless steel finish. The sink is a white porcelain undermount sink with a push button stopper. You can see the granite countertop and backsplash came out great. It was the right choice. We installed 2 mirrors, one with a deep medicine chest and adjustable shelves, and the other one is just a mirror. We grouted the green tile with a nice white grout. It really makes it stand out. Overhead are 4 adjustable LED lights. I laid 1 piece of floor tile against the back wall to be the baseboard. I picked out this towel rack since I had no place to store towels in the bathroom. If you notice, the niche blended great with the rest of the shower. The curtains have a see-through panel sewn into them. This lets more light into the shower. Here you can see the stainless steel edge molding I used around all the tile. I used a stainless steel faceplate around the 5 switches. The LED overhead lights can be dimmed down for effect. Here they are turned down low. This switch controls the colored LED light. The middle ones control the heater and the fan, and the one on the right controls the overhead LED lights with the dimmer. Also inside the medicine chest is a whiteboard for inspirational messages. Under the sink I installed these sliding baskets. They make it easy to see what's in the back of the cabinet and keeps the clutter down. They also make it real easy to get things in the back of the vanity. Much to my surprise, when I was done, everything worked. Thank you for watching Grandpa Knows Best. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and click the bell. Comment if you have any opinions or questions.